We all have this voice inside of our head. He'll get a wake-up call, and then he'll get better. She'll get a wake-up call, and then she'll get better. And I want to know who invented this idea and who has gotten better from a wake-up call. Has anybody ever really heard of somebody? Because in my experience, maybe out there, I don't get out much. Maybe out there, there's people getting wake-up calls and waking up and, and they're woke. No, they're woken. They're awake and they're waked. And now they, I think maybe healthy people get a wake-up call and they're like, you know what? I got to make a change. It's time to make a change. And they look at the man in the mirror and they make a change. And maybe. I've never met that guy. I've never heard about that. But we all have this idea, oh, good, let them get messed up, and then I'll tell you a story, a true story. All my stories are true. There was a boy who was with 3-4 other guys his age one night, and they were doing very bad drugs, and he passed away. And the next day was the funeral. And there was a person there who works with some guys, and he went over to somebody that I admire, as you know very much, Sonny Perlman, who's really one of the only tremendous experts in the field. And he told him, you know what, I'm gonna get these guys to go clean now. Right? It's a wake-up call. So, and Sonny said, please don't. He said, but this is an opportunity. And Sonny said, please don't. And he said, I'm doing it anyway. He took these 4 guys, and after the funeral, before they left the room, he brought them over. He made them put their hands on the casket and swear that they will never, ever do drugs again on the dead body of their friend. And if I ask people, raise your hand if you think that they stayed clean, everybody's going to be like, there's no bigger wake-up call. The night before they did drugs. They have bechira, right? They have choice, and they chose to do drugs. And now, one of their friends died. They're by the funeral. The dead body's there. Their hands are on the casket. And on his dead body, like literally people say, I swear on my mother's dead body. This was really, I'm swearing on my friend's dead body that I will never, ever do drugs again. And that night, they all did drugs. Why? Because people don't actually get better from a wake-up call. It's a misunderstanding, a yesodistic, a fundamental misunderstanding of the entire idea of struggling humans. And think about yourself. You ever do something and then your family member or your spouse is really tough on you and gave you a wake-up call, and then you felt like, okay, now I got to change? Very rare, and that's healthy people. Children and people struggling, they don't. They fall into yish and atzvus, depression, and what's yish? Giving up. Give up. Yeah. Is there an English word for give up? Despair. 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 And actually, the wise people don't do that, because you got to keep the energy level up, so they have the koiches hanefesh, the emotional energy to fight their battle, because there's a tremendous battle that they don't always have bechira on. Foolish people that think that, oh, you could choose anything if you want it. The Nesiv Shalom, Zchus Yagon Aleinu, he says that when it comes to somebody who is reflecting on his life and wants to do tshuva, he says, even tshuva, even trying to become better in Ruchnius, also has to come from the Olam HaBinyan, the world of construction, v'loi me'olam HaChurban, sheyigram loi yiush va'atzos Rachmana litzlan, and not from the world of destruction that will cause them to have yiush, to despair, and atzos and depression, chas v'shalom. So the guy goes ahead, and he says, I got to make a cheshbon hanefesh. I did so many sins. It's Rosh Hashanah, it's Elul, it's Yom Kippur, it's Erev Yemei Tshuva, it's Chanukah, it's Purim, whenever it happens. And we want to be good. The Yetzer Hara is like, uh-oh, we got a problem. Cheshbon hanefesh happening here. We might lose a customer. So what does he do? He goes, yeah, you're right. And he starts piling it on. You're right. You're horrible. You're terrible. You tried so many times to be better. You never got better. You're terrible. And he's just, by the time you're done with that session, nothing came from it. You just gave up. So Nesiv Shalom says, even when it comes to Averis, which are very, very bad, you got to be careful that you never push yourself or anyone into Olam HaChorban, the world of destruction. Then you just give up. So sure, a person can go ahead and say, do this and do this and that, but you have to understand humans don't work that way. People don't change when you tell them how bad they're messing up their life. People don't change when they have hardship and they hit rock bottom. There's that idea of hit rock bottom. Yes, if you take 100 addicts and they jump off a bridge, a few of them who hit rock bottom will live and might get better, but most of them don't. And that's not a mahalach, hit rock bottom. There's another bottom underneath. We don't want anybody hitting any rock bottom. This is what the Kedushas Levi points out from Hashem. And it's just so beautiful to me when Torah intercedes with psychology, which also intercedes with my practical experience of what I've seen. And it's all one in unison. The Kedushas Levi says that when Hashem created the world, he did many tough things. He destroyed the world, the entire world, right? And then he did Stoim and Amira, where he overturned those cities. And then he did also the tower. That was bad. That was devastating. He did a lot of bad stuff, right? Says the Kedushas Levi, not one person did tshuva in the whole world from God's might. Avraham Avinu and Noach were tzaddik mi'ikara. They were born a tzaddik. But where's everybody else? Everybody got the news. Guess what? Big earthquake, Stoim and Amira. God overturned it. Very bad sins there. And everybody else said, let's do tshuva. Never happened. Kedushas Levi says, Me'olam lechaz, nobody ever, not one guy in the whole world did tshuva from seeing the might of God, the wrath of God. How do you make people do tshuva? He says, oh, you want to see how? The Yidden in Mitzrayim. First Hashem says, B'ni b'chayri Yisrael. We were bowing to idols. Mem tashari tuma. He doesn't say, guys, I want to go ahead and rescue you. Let's have a Yom Iyun, a Yom Tshuva, a Sarasime Tshuva, a fast day. Nothing. While you're bowing to idols, I love you like crazy. And the Medrash says, Hashem said, I love you more than Malache Hashares. That's how much I love you before you even change. Then he starts beating up our enemies. Dam, Tzvardei, Akinim, and in each one, he shows that he loves us. They have blood, we have water. Unbelievable. Showing us ahava, and you're special. Why am I special? What did I do? So many parents say, how can I make my kid feel like he's special? He doesn't do anything special. We weren't doing anything good or special. We were serving idols. Serving idols, not just a sin. It's saying, you don't control the world. It's spitting in God's face while he's saying, I love you, B'ni b'chayri Yisrael. I love you, Yoisimi Malachi Hasharis, more than heavenly angels. And I'm going to beat up your enemies and Dam Tzvadei Akinim Arav Deveshchin Bar. It's like amazing, right? And then what did he do? We still didn't do tshuva. Then he gave us a lot of money. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking. You want to make Jews happy? Huh? Give them a lot of money. He gave us a lot of money. We still didn't do tshuva. And then he killed our enemies. He killed all of the pain, the molesters, the trauma. I met a very, very chashuv a guy who learned I can't say which yeshiva. He's at least 75. And he's a rebbe, and I saw him on vacation with his gabbai, and he told me, I have rabbeim that I still curse till this day. Right? All the pain. The Lubavitcher Rebbe talks about it, that when Mashiach comes, there's not going to be any war, not the war of the Malamdim on the children. All the pain, whatever hurt your nefesh, whatever hurt you, whoever hurt you, dead. They saw them dead on the seashore, selling seashells on the seashore. And the Medrash, which I just found, actually I have a karsatay, someone sent it to me, so I just found it by them sending it to me, says that each one every Yid had a dog. That's what it says. Each Yid had a kelev. Did you know that? Not just, I guess they were kips. They needed dogs. They were in a lot of pain. They were OTD and they were kips, They had emotional problems. They really did. So they had dogs. And he said, bite the hand. Each Yid saw the mitzvah that hurt him. Dead. Oh, you rescued me. you gave me money, you gave me love, and the nightmare's over. That's how you make Bali Tshuva.